PowerRename is exactly what it sounds like it is, a utility for renaming groups of files, using either a search and replace logic, where you're searching for specific text within the file name and replacing it with other specific text, or using regular expressions, where, for example, you're telling PowerRename to replace text that fits a certain pattern, like 5 digits in a row, with other text. You can not only replace text within all the file and folder names in a list, you can add prefixes or suffixes and add sequential numbers. Here are some examples of what you can do with PowerRename. First, to access PowerRename, find the folder that has the files you want to rename, select the ones you want to work on, use Ctrl-A to select every file in the folder, then right-click the list. The menu that pops up should have an entry that says Rename with PowerRename. If it doesn't, try holding down your Shift key and right-clicking again. Once in PowerRename, you'll see all your selected files on the right and a Search and Replace pane on the left. For our first example, let's try replacing the text Training in each file name with another word. In the search bar, type the word Training in all lowercase letters, followed by an underscore. All the files in this list are checked. Just as an experiment, check the case-sensitive box underneath. Now notice that PowerRename is replacing the second occurrence of the word Training in lowercase. I'm going to uncheck case-sensitive. Now let's check Match All Occurrences, and we'll see that both instances of the word Training are being matched, rather than just the first one. Just be aware of how you type your search term and how the Check Case Sensitive and Match All Occurrences settings are going to affect which files are renamed and how. Now I can move down to Replace With and type a different word like File. Notice that my Renamed column on the right is giving me a preview of what my Search and Replace action will have on my file names. Experiment with the Apply To drop-down and with the text formatting buttons to see what changes in the Renamed column. Next to Apply To are 3 buttons that tell PowerRename whether to perform the renaming action on file names, on file folder names, and on items within subfolders. For example, I also have a folder in here called 2025 Training. If I don't want that folder affected by renaming, I can either uncheck the box next to it or turn off the folder option here. Once I'm confident that my renaming logic is going to have the intended effect, I can click Apply to rename the files, or I can use the drop-down to click Apply and Close to simultaneously apply the renaming and close PowerRename. If I go back to the folder and think, oh no, that wasn't what I intended, I have one opportunity to undo what I've done with Ctrl-Z. But what if we wanted to replace not only the first occurrence of the word Training, but also the 4 numbers immediately after the underscore? Since those numbers differ from file to file, we can't type them directly into the Search For box. We can, however, use something called a regular expression. A regular expression, often called regex for short, is a shorthand way of telling an application to look for text that fits a certain pattern. To enable this feature in the Search For box, I need to check the box next to Use Regular Expressions. Once I do that, a lowercase I in a circle pops up next to the Search For box. That's the regex help we're going to use in a moment. In this instance, we're looking for 4 digits after training underscore. So first I'm going to type training underscore, then click the regex help button. These are the characters I'd need to embed in the Search For box to denote a pattern for PowerRename to look for. In this case, the characters I need to put in are a \D to signify a single digit. So I need to put that in 4 times to prompt PowerRename to look for 4 digits in a row right after the underscore. I can either type them in directly or click that entry in regex help to help put that in. As I do so, watch the Renamed column to see how PowerRename matches the pattern I'm putting in. If I were to check the box Match All Occurrences, PowerRename would replace both instances of the word training, the underscore, and the first 4 digits following. I'm going to uncheck that box, then follow the digits with the dash so I get that entire prefix. If what I wanted to do was replace the word training and those following numbers and dash with nothing, I could click Apply right now. Or I can type in whatever string of letters, numbers, or symbols I want to replace that with. Once I've reviewed the renamed column and verified that's the result I want, I can click Apply or Apply and Close to finish renaming. Let's talk about another scenario. You don't want to replace any text in the file names, you just want to add a prefix to differentiate these from other files. How would you do that? Once again, we're going to be using regular expressions in the Search For field, so make sure that box is checked. The regular expression we're going to use is the caret symbol, which is what you get when you hold down the Shift key and press the number 6 in the row of numbers across the top of your keyboard. It kind of looks like a pointy hat. That signifies the beginning of the file name. Now we're going down to the Replace With field and typing in the prefix we want to insert. Watch the Renamed column to ensure you're getting the result you're looking for. If any of these files don't need to be renamed, just uncheck the box next to them to exclude them. Use the text formatting buttons if you want to use upper, lower, or mixed case, and be mindful of the Include Files, Include Folders, and Include Subfolders settings to ensure you don't include those items if you don't want them affected. Once I've reviewed the renamed column and verified that's the result I want, I can click Apply or Apply and Close to finish renaming. Let's build on that last prefix scenario and say you want to add a prefix that uses a regular expression to include the date the file was created. Picking up where we left off a moment ago, we've got the caret symbol for Start of File Name up here in the Search For field, with Use Regular Expressions checked. Now in Replace With, let's click the Regex Help button to the right and see what kinds of information we can use in our prefix. Feel free to explore these on your own. I'm going to demonstrate some of these later in this video. We've got a number of ways we can embed the file creation date. Before we go any further, let's talk about what that file creation date means and what it doesn't mean. File creation date is the date and time the file was created on whatever storage media it's being accessed on. That means if you downloaded these files from another source, the file creation date is going to be the date and time you downloaded them, not the date and time the original creator of that file created it. With that in mind, let's look at the list of choices and construct a date. If we want a 4-digit year, 2-digit month, and 2-digit day, we would choose $YYYY, $MM, and $DD. I'm going to add an underscore to separate the prefix from the rest of the file name. Again, watch the Renamed column to ensure you're getting the result you're looking for. If any of these files don't need to be renamed, just uncheck the box next to them to exclude them. Be mindful of the Include Files, Include Folders, and Include Subfolders settings to ensure you don't include those items if you don't want them affected. Once I've reviewed the Renamed column and verified that's the result I want, I can click Apply or Apply and Close to finish renaming. What if instead of adding a prefix, you want to add text or a number sequence to the end of a file name? We'd still need to use a regular expression in the Search For field, but instead of using the caret symbol to signify the beginning of the file name, we'll use the $sign to signify the end of the file name. In the Replace With field, I can type the text we want to insert at the end of the file name. And here's the first instance we've run into so far where the Apply To dropdown becomes important. Obviously, we don't want to add this suffix after the file extension because that could affect whether we're able to open these PDF files in a PDF editor by double-clicking on them. Instead, we want the suffix to appear just before the period and the file extension. To do that, I'm going to click the drop-down under Apply To, and instead of filename plus extension, choose filename only, which moves the suffix into the proper place. Could I add a number sequence to the end of the file name rather than static text? Absolutely. Instead of typing the text, I can use the regex help button here to choose one of the choices under Replace using advanced counter syntax. A simple sequence starting with the numeral 1 would just require a $sign with a pair of curly braces. If you needed to start that number sequence at a specific number, you'd embed the value start equals and the starting number within the curly braces. If the numbers needed to increment at a value other than 1, you'd use the parameter increment equals. If you want your numbers to have leading zeros, you'd use padding equals. And as you can see from the final example, you can use multiple parameters within that single set of curly braces. I'm going to make sure that file name only is chosen here. Type an underscore and then pick that final example. But when I do, it doesn't seem to work, but instead puts the literal text of the regular expression there. Why? For this feature to work, enumeration features has to be turned on. If this button is white, rather than a darker color, depending on your Windows color scheme, click it to turn enumeration features on, and voila, the numbering scheme works. At this point, I can click Apply or Apply and Close to finish renaming the files. For the final example, let's say you want to replace each entire file name with a completely random string of text and numbers. Up here in the Search For field, once I've checked Use Regular Expressions, I don't have to rebuild the entire regular expression for the full file name. I can simply use period, star, and PowerRename recognizes that as a regular expression for the full file name. Down in the Replace With field, we'll use the regex help to choose a random text and number scheme. I can choose from a combination of letters and numbers, a string of just random numbers, or a string of just random letters. And in each case, PowerRename lets me choose how many characters. I can also choose a RUUID or Random Universally Unique Identifier, which is a 32-character label generated completely at random and, statistically speaking, absolutely unique. I'm going to make sure that file name only is chosen here and choose the first combination of 9 letters and numbers, but that doesn't seem to do anything. Why? Again, there's a feature that has to be turned on for this to work, and it's this Random String Features button. Click it to enable, and each file now has a 9-character random string of letters and numbers. Once again, I can click Apply or Apply and Close to finish renaming the files. Another reader alerted me to a paid alternative to PowerRename called BulkRenameUtility that he says is even more powerful. If you or your firm do a lot of bulk file renaming, you might want to check out their website at BulkRenameUtility.co.uk. What other Windows PowerToys do you want to learn about? Let me know in the comments below and add this playlist to your YouTube account so you don't miss the rest of this series.